there's a second part of analyzing what BlackRasta said. I like him, but on this occasion, it's completely wrong because he's made a lot of unfounded insinuations and blatant statement out of probably pure ignorance, or he hasn't presented his message very well and targeting an individual unfairly in a way that I don't think is right. So let's go ahead and do justice to the rest of it.
When Dr. Baumia told the whole nation that he was not in support of anything like e-levy, and that when e-levy is passed, it's very poor people who are going to suffer in Ghana, yet under his vice presidency, my brother, my sister, it was passed.
BlackRasta, this completely shows you are completely ignorant about how government machinery works, how the system works in Ghana. And it's very dangerous because you got a platform that a lot of people think that you know what you're talking about. And even common sense tells you that if I am against what my father is doing and I publicly make a statement in opposition to an action my father wants to take, and my father goes ahead and takes that action, do you blame me for my father's recklessness in taking that action? This is pure common sense and logical thinking, reasoning. You don't even have to. So is this why you're blaming Baumia for the things that have gone wrong in this government? Is this why you're saying he's a liar? Is this why you're saying people should not vote for him? Because he said on live TV, fortunately for him, he had the chance to be asked that question and he answered that he's not in favor of it. So when e-levy was passed, you should know that there are a lot of things that the government has done that he's not in favor of, but he hasn't had the opportunity to respond to it. Fortunately for him, e-levy had the opportunity to do that. So that shows you that the vice president has got no power. The vice president of Ghana has got no power. It's not just Baumia, vice president throughout the Fourth Republic. They are just there. Absolutely no power to do anything if the president is against it. Even ministers of state, they've got some power more than the vice president. Yes, because they can make decisions in their ministry that is good for the ministry. But the vice president cannot make any decision for any sector in Ghana because he's not in charge of any sector in Ghana. He's only in charge in the vice president office and when the president goes away and he acts as a president. But in that circumstance, you cannot change decisions that president has made previously. And you think the president will be, no vice president will do that. Especially in Ghana's body of politics, that you have absolutely no power when the president is around. So, are you blaming Baumia for publicly declaring that he's against e-levy? And then e-levy was passed. Come on, BlackRasta. Is this the thinking? Is this the reasoning behind your insinuation and blatant fabrication and calling him names and just damaging the credibility and attacking the personality of an individual like that because of politics? Because you think you have the platform to do that? This is absolutely unfair and wrong.
And this guy had no shame. He couldn't even come out and give any excuses.
Why should he come out and give any excuses? I mean, you don't understand how Ghana governance structures work. Seriously, you don't. If you do, you don't make a statement like that. And you are informing your followers and the people who believe in you and think that BlackRasta or Kanokre, BlackRasta or Pain was in the pain. BlackRasta speak truth to power. But when you're speaking truth to power, be factual. Let what you're saying be informative. Let the things that come out of your mouth be the absolute factual truth, not based on ignorance and misinforming young people who listen to you and they think you're venturing into the levels of Chinijona and stuff like that. Who says stuff that he's absolutely completely uninformed, but Okane Trokas at one. We didn't grow for them, no, he goes away. Don't do that. You more educated, more you have the resources to read more about some of these things and understand it by applying what really the structures are. If the structures are not good enough, attack the structures. How our governance systems work in Ghana. Don't attack the individual who is caught up in the system that is flawed.
Because he had run out of excuses and lies. Today, the same Baumia.
This is not lies and excuses. Mr. Pay Levy. We run an executive presidency. We go to cabinet. Probably I'm the lone voice there that says he doesn't believe the E-levy is good. All the other cabinet ministers, when the president is on the side of Atafuri or Friata, they'll probably say, okay, let's do this because ABC. I mean, come on. You have to understand how this system works. You must know. That's why I'm very, very surprised about the way you are addressing this. Even this E-levy issue you brought in, so say you're completely out of your way. You are out of your depth about understanding how the system works in Ghana.
He's coming to speak to Ghanaians. The Ghanaians that we are, that never learn that he has his own vision. Can you begin by telling us the vision that you supported before this time? Has it been accomplished? That's the question we should ask. Baumia, can you please tell us what vision you represented in the 8 years, almost 8 years that you were vice president? Can we know what that vision is? How far have you gone with achieving that vision?
It wasn't his vision then, BlackRasta. This is why I have a problem with you. It wasn't Baumia's vision. It was a vision he supported. And when it comes to the economy and the economic progress of the country, he had his own vision and what needs to be done. He made those statements several times in 2020, 2015 especially, and 2016. Unfortunately, the philosophy with which he made those statements, that's why I'm saying, you have to understand the issues properly and digest them. In the next probably coming weeks, I'll make videos and go one by one. I've got screenshots of the things that Baumia said 2015 December, and analyze them one by one. Which ones have been accomplished? Which ones have not been done? And I'll ask questions because at some point he needs to address some of the things he said. Yes, I believe he needs to, and tell the people of Ghana why some of these things have not been done. And it is totally the right thing to do, and he must do it. He must do it because he wants to become president. So he must address some of the things he said, and they haven't been done. And BlackRasta, I'll keep repeating, the reason why most of the things he said haven't been done, most of the things he said he believed would have supported the vision of the government. But because they haven't been done, the vision of the government has failed. That is why he's saying he's got his own vision. Vision comes with what? The goals. When you set your goals will come with what? Objectives to achieve the goals. This is the way things work. And you have to understand the way you set your vision and you set your goals and you set your objectives to achieve those goals. Objectives achieve goals, and goals achieve vision. So once you get your objectives wrong, you cannot achieve most of the goals. Objectives is the basics of the practicality of achieving your goals. You set objectives to do A, B, C, D, to keep taxes low, to move from taxation so that you can move from taxation to what? Production. The objective is to set taxes low and to start building the foundation for what? From taxation to production. Expanding your tax net so that the taxes will be low because a lot of people are paying it. These are the objectives. To digitalize the system so that a lot of people will not run away, evade taxes because they are caught up in the system, in the digital system. So these are the objectives to achieve the goal of moving away from taxation to production. When you have more revenue coming in, government would have money to move to production, set up, give money, or whether you want to help revitalize the private sector and inject money to help expand the private sector. Of government will set up strategic industries because a lot of tax revenue are coming in. Government has got enough reserves, right, to reinvest it into the economy. So you have to understand how these things work, BlackRasta. Stop this people banging emotional tantrums without addressing the basics of how the system should work. This is how you have to inform your young listeners because you have the platform. But to accuse a man who is against something that was implemented, that he was against it and it was implemented, so it's his fault. Come on. What kind of logic is that? I beg.
Is it digitalization? Is it Ghana card? What is the vision? The economic whiz kid that was brought all the way from the World Bank, my brother, my sister. And we were told that he had the keys to our economic freedom.
It wasn't brought all the way from the World Bank. In fact, it was the NDC who appointed Dr. Baumia into Bank of Ghana. You see, the level of misinformation and table banging insinuations that you make, BlackRasta, they all must be shut down because you make statements that either you're so lazy you don't research into them, but you just go with what you hear, and because you have the platform, you shout and you scream and people think you're telling the truth. It's wrong. I beg, I'm tired.